The market slowly sinks as it tries to tread water. Do we have a top? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay guys, so in last week's video, we were looking for the market to challenge that 5,000 area, but I did say that there were many indicators showing weakness in the market and divergences in the market, and we were looking for that to be a psychological number and a potential pullback off of that level, and that's exactly what we saw as the market went up to 49.97 before pulling back a little on Friday and into Monday. Now the question is this a pullback or a real correction? I'll get into that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, with us expecting that move to 5,000, we were ready for it. As you can see on the screen, we entered at 11:37 a.m. That's Pacific Standard Time. I'm in the Pacific time zone. And the market was at 49.93 at the time. It got to 49.97 before rolling over and pulled back nicely into Monday. The trade details are blacked out because you need to be in my room to get those. But if you want to be a part of a winning team that knows when these things are going to happen, check out later in the video. But for now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500. And this bar up here, this green bar, is the 11 o'clock bar. And right when that 11 o'clock bar was about its peak, that's when we got into short. And so far, we're doing really well in that position. And really what we're looking at here is it's going to be 3 paths, but really it's 2 paths. I'll explain what I mean in just a minute. It's kind of just how do we label what we're looking at and what's the difference. So when we miss our target in a wave 3 especially, and our target was the 1618, 49.65 to 85 area. That's where we expected the market to come up and hit before we saw this pullback. When that happens, very often the B wave of the next move, so you have an A wave down, the B wave expands, comes up and hits the target, and then we get a C wave down for an expanded flat. That does happen quite often, and that could be the case here, especially because this move up is not what I would call a pretty solid 5 waves. It counts best actually as 3. And so if that's a B wave, we'd be looking for a deep C wave down toward that 48.60 area to challenge this low and possibly even a little lower into the 48.40 area. So that is the first bearish path, and the second one is kind of the same. It's just slightly different, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't. It's the same in direction, it's just not as deep. In that case, what we'd be looking at is this would be a wave 3 of 3. This would be wave 4, and this would be wave 3 itself, circle wave 3. And then you would have an A down that we got yesterday, a B up, and then a C down that would target about 49.17. So the difference between the 2 down counts is the depth. They both should point down, and then 49.17 will be a good barometer for if we're going into this ABC look, or if we're going to blow through that, then it looks more like we're going to come down into this 48.58 area to test this low from the Fed, possibly even poke through it. And assuming they can hold support at that point, we would look higher in a wave 5 toward about 5,050 to 5,100. So those 2 bearish paths both have the same look. They're both looking to the downside in a pretty direct move. It's just going to be a question of can they hold 40.17, and if not, they should come down and test the Fed low. For the bullish option, we would be looking at this being all of wave 3 over here. So this circle 3 would move back to here. And at that point, you would have all of wave 4 done. And this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 3 of 5. You would have wave 4 of 5 would be yesterday's low. And then 5 up toward the 50.17 to 50.50 area or so. I wouldn't expect much higher than that. I would look for them to pull the SPX up to 5,000. So that would be about 50.20 or so on the ES. I would look for that, and then that area to be a sticking point for the market and a turn down from there, and then we'll have to see exactly what we get. That would be the bullish option. I don't love this option for a multitude of reasons. Number 1, the price action is ugly. Number 2, there are a lot of indicators telling us that there is weakness here and we should be looking lower. And our main paths both give us a expectation of lower. So this is the alternate path. This is not the expectation. However, if the bulls can hold yesterday's low, we would have a potential setup to continue pushing higher here up toward that 50.50 area. Over on the NASDAQ, okay, on the NASDAQ, we have 2 main counts here. They went up and actually hit their target, so they did their job. And then on the way down, we'd be counting this as A, this up as B. Then we'd be looking for a C wave down into the 17,000 area or so to complete this zigzag to the downside. And then we should be looking for a bounce, and we'll have to see if it's impulsive or not to understand if we're going to push higher toward 18,000 or not. The alternate path on the NASDAQ is pretty easy as well. It would be that this wave 3 here moves up, this wave 4 moves here, and then this wave 5 would move up toward the 18,000 area. We'd be looking at 18,000 to 18,100 on the NASDAQ. I do think 18,000 will be a sticking point, but that's how we would count that, where we completed wave 4 yesterday and we're starting to build that wave 5 up toward 18,000, where you kind of get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order to complete that move. So NASDAQ pretty much straightforward. They are looking to hold yesterday's low. As long as they're above that low, pressure does remain up to 18,000. But if they can break that low, we would look for a more accelerated move down to at least test this low here, but more likely toward that 17,000 area, and then we'll see what kind of bounce we get from there. So right now the markets are above support, and as long as they're above support, the bulls are still in control, but we are seeing lots of weakness. And as long as the bears can hold on and break support, we would look for some acceleration to the downside. If they cannot break support, then we are looking for a move over 5,000 on the ES and 18,000 on the NASDAQ. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you right over to the webpage. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there, make sure you love it, become part of the team, understand what's going on, and do all that before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. There's literally nothing to lose by checking it out. In addition to joining the room, you get access to our advanced Elliott Wave course that's just about done, but everybody in the room already has access to it and has access to all the videos that are complete so that they can get a head start on everybody who wants to get it when it comes out, and it's included in the membership. And on top of that, you get our Elliott Wave 4 Beginners Online course for free. This course is helping real traders make real money and understand the market in a way that finally makes sense. It can be really hard when good news makes the market go down and bad news makes the market go up because news cycles don't matter, and Elliott knew that a long time ago. He knew that key levels are what mattered, and when they broke, he knew what to do, and when they held, he knew what to look for. And that gives you a huge advantage over the rest of the trading market. The thing about the course is it is 25 videos in 3 sections where we go through the expectations, your mindset, why it works, all that kind of stuff. The chart setup and tools where we go through every single tool you need, including the indicators we use to see this weakness in the market, everything you need, and how to use it with Elliott Wave Theory, as well as the Elliott Wave 4 Beginners Online area where we go through each of the waves, how to find them, how to measure them, how to understand what they are, what they look like, when they fail, when they succeed, the corrective depth theory, the pivot, everything you need to know about Elliott Wave so that you can make sense of an irrational market. The thing is, you can buy it for $67 on its own. You don't have to become a member, but if you don't want to pay that $67, you do get it for free in both of our monthly rooms. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the charts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing and day trade, which means we do trade quite often. If you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading, as well as advanced training, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as his income trading method, which is awesome, individual stocks, futures trading, and then his advanced reduced risk binary method that just crushes the market, where he gets you in at a really cheap price and get you big multiples on your money. And it's how he structures that trade that's so unique. Something you really have to see to understand. And that's another reason we use that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account, trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. Okay, key takeaways for today. Yesterday's support becomes really important below that, and it's likely we break this wave 4 support as well and test the lows down here from the Fed. How deep they push is a important concept. 49.17 makes this a wave 3 up here, whereas below that makes it look more like the expanded flat we talked about. If the bulls can hold support, we would look to 50.17 to 5100 next to the upside. Over on the NASDAQ, a little more cut and dry. They are above support. They need to break yesterday's low. If they do that, we'd be looking for a move down toward the 17,100 area. However, if they can hold yesterday's low and continue to push, we would look for a move toward the 18,000 area in a wave 5 to complete the move up. Guys, that is your market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.